Hey fam, Shandon speaking. Recently, I've got a question about my glow-up journey from Nargis Fatih. Forgive me if I mispronounced your name, and thank you for this comment. So today, I will tell you how I went from this to this. Let's begin.
Shandon.
So I will start with a personal story, but if you want to skip it, just click on the timeline. I've added chapters there so that you can skip to the physical transformation parts. I am the epitome of what you call an ugly duckling. My story is very similar to those movie characters who just need to take her glasses and braces off and now she's so fine. Apart from the fact that I didn't wear braces nor glasses. I was just plain Jane. Not remarkable, not particularly attractive girl with acne. And apart from that, I was very shy, socially awkward. I didn't know how to talk to people, how to make friends, and since I didn't have good looks, I was a loner. The few people that I managed to make my friends, I idolized. I literally worshipped. I remember the time when one of my 2 childhood friendships ended. I was 12. Why it ended, that's a story for another day. But to cut things short, she preferred to be friends with another girl and cut things with me. I was devastated. I felt like the most important person in my life abandoned me, rejected me, and now I felt absolutely worthless. Childhood drama, but it had an impact on what type of person I am today. I was trying to become a part of another group, but me being socially awkward didn't help. And for a couple of years, I stayed completely alone. Only when I was 14, I managed to make new friends, and we're still close today, and they are 2 of the most amazing people, kind, empathetic, and very interesting to talk to. And they watch my videos, so Masha and Alena, I'm sending my love to you. Now, when I look back, I think I was very clingy and pathetically desperate, and no one wants to be with you if you broadcast this type of energy. But what you know now, you don't realize as a kid. Especially when you don't have many people rushing to be a friend. When someone appears in your life, you just try too hard to keep them next to you, and this has the opposite effect. So one of the major steps in my glow-up journey was that I actually stopped being desperate and constantly seeking people's validation. I started being occupied with my hobbies rather than with worshipping people around me. I started spending more time on playing the guitar, writing songs, and exploring music software. And back in the days, it was crap, and literally everybody wanted to make me aware of that. But if you want to find out how my music sounds today, I will leave a link to my Instagram in the description. But back then, music for me became something worth living for, because I realized that people can come and go. And if they don't want to be around you, or if they want to leave, there's nothing in this entire universe that you can do to make them want you. And once I lost the need of being liked by other people or by the opposite sex, I weirdly started having more friends and more romantic options. So I would say that getting rid of the desperate energy and becoming self-sufficient is the first step in the glow-up journey. You just become more magnetic when people realize that you're good with or without them. But along the way, of course, I started working on my looks. So let's talk about what you actually came here for. So one of my biggest insecurities was my problematic skin, and I had struggled with it for 10 years. I was taking medicine, I went to cosmetologist, I sat on birth control, and nothing, literally nothing, helped me. I've already talked about how I managed to fight the problem in another video, so I'm not gonna go in detail here, but I will leave a link here if you're interested in this topic precisely. I just want to say that healthy looking skin plays a huge role in overall attractiveness. The skin is the largest organ of the human body, so obviously it attracts a lot of attention, and it's important that our skin looks healthy. One important remark for teenagers. For you, it's totally normal to have acne, and the time may solve this problem anyways. But even you can minimize the amount of pimples you have by using the advice from the video I mentioned before. But just by curing my skin, I can tell you, not only I started having a lot more compliments on how I look, but you can also see that I appear like I take better care of myself. And that makes my look more expensive. Not to mention that any makeup and any foundation just don't look great on skin with acne. So the smoother your skin is, the better any makeup will look. Now moving on to makeup. I've learned how to do makeup, and honestly, if you know how to use it properly, it does wonders. But I would say it's quite a personal thing. You need to try different colors on your face to understand what suits you. For example, I know that smoky eye look or blush don't look good on me. How did I find it out? I've tried them multiple times and discovered that they make me look 20 years older. That's me in 2019, by the way, and I haven't had any procedures done since then or lost a significant amount of weight. It's actually the power of makeup. I found my contouring style. And contouring, it's also a personal thing. You can't just put 2 lines on your nose and expect it to look good. There is a small chance that it will, but the thing is, most noses of famous beauty influencers are already perfect to begin with. That is one of the contributing factors that made them so popular. Anything is going to look good on them if the lines are straight. So what I recommend you doing is finding an influencer that has a similar nose shape and follow their contour advice. And that concerns anything, by the way. Face contour as well. Find an influencer with a similar face shape and see how they contour their face. Finally, experiment. I have followed so many makeup tutorials to find something that fits my face the best. And some of that I personally came up with by trial and error method. You need to identify your personal face and nose contour, your eyebrow makeup. You need to identify your facial asymmetries and correct them with makeup. I've also released a video that explains some universal makeup hacks that are fundamental and essential for any makeup you do, that will help you to get rid of spider legs on your eyes, cakiness, and accentuated skin texture. And my skin is very textured to begin with. I have acne scars, I have big pores, sometimes I get occasional pimples, so I recommend you checking it out if you struggle with the same problem. I didn't have a good clothing style. I was very introverted, and the only place where I would go to was school, where we had an ugly dress code and where clothing creativity was heavily punished. Clothes can actually make such a huge impact on the way you look like and the way you are perceived. So it's important to develop your fashion style. So how did I do it? I started experimenting. I would take some of my clothes, put on some specific shoes, and I would go to a shopping mall to try different clothes that would complete the look. And I definitely recommend doing so to identify what you like, what colors look good on you, what type of shoes, etc. I eventually developed a set of rules that helped me look slim and casually fashionable. And I'm now preparing a separate video on that. So if you don't want to miss it out, click on the subscribe button. My hair. It has always been very thin. When I braid all of my hair into one single braid, it is as thick as my pinky. I'm not kidding. The fact hasn't changed much, I have just learned how to mask it. I have talked about low cranial top and how it impacts your facial proportions, but what I haven't mentioned about high cranial top is that it also makes it appear like you have a lot of hair. I got a question from Monica Parr, how to correct low cranial top. You can achieve it by lots of teasing, styling devices, blonde bangs, volumizing products, or some hidden objects. I personally use rubber foam hair clips that I bought at Claire's to give me more volume at the top. I tease my hair for the clips to stay in place because my hair is silky and slippery. As a result, no clips or hair extensions can remain in place for long. And then I tease the front hair to cover the clips better. Now, as I've talked in my other video about things you need to do to become more attractive, hair volume plays a huge role in your overall attractiveness. When I started using clip and hair extensions, I swear, I received so much more attention. Although it's quite an interesting thing to do when you go out on a date. I remember I have been going out with a guy, and at one of our dates, he ran his hand through my hair. And he noticed the side of hair extensions where they're sewed together. And he didn't even pretend like he didn't notice that. He was like, "What was that?" Luckily, it was dark, and I gaslighted him by saying that it's a part of a hairstyle and quickly switched the topic. But let me tell you, that was scary and embarrassing. But hilarious at the same time. I came back home, told everyone about it, and we had a great time laughing about that. Recently, I stopped wearing them because the extensions that I have is one single white strand of hair, and with this hairstyle, the inner part with sewing would show a lot on the sides. And I don't currently want to spend money on buying other real human hair extensions because they cost a lot. But if you plan to use them, definitely buy human hair. Because first of all, they need to be of the same color with your hair. And when you buy synthetic hair, you can no longer do anything about the color. Moreover, you can style them so much easier. Not to say that on most synthetic hair, you cannot use a straightener or curler. And obviously, your hair texture can be a lot different and less perfect than that of a synthetic edition. And this will show a lot. Also, to wear clip-in hair extensions, the line of the cut of your hair must not be sharp and straight. It needs to be slightly uneven. As you go from the roots to the ends of your hair, they should gradually decrease in volume. Otherwise, your hair and extensions hair will have a clear contrast in length and will be very obvious. Finally, don't choose hair extensions that are a lot longer than your hair, as they will be obvious. Don't add more than 10 centimeters in length. Remember, your goal is to increase the volume of your hair and appear like you have a lot of healthy volume rather than make it obvious to everyone that you wear extensions. What about going to salon to get your extensions done? Personally, I'm not a fan of this idea for 3 reasons. First of all, it's not sustainable. You have to keep redoing them as long as you want to wear them, and that costs a lot of money and time you spend sitting and scrolling Instagram whilst waiting for your hair to get done. Secondly, it's uncomfortable. Although those capsules are small, you can still feel them. It's uncomfortable to lay on them, and they will impact the quality of your sleep. And good night's sleep is primary to your state of health in general, and as a result to your beauty too. So if hair extensions means you will have dark circles underneath your eyes, I would think twice before doing them. Finally, it does result in hair loss. No matter what other people will tell you, when your hairs are constantly being pulled out by extra weight of additional hair, they will fall out a lot quicker. Moreover, the hair that would naturally just fall out and not bother anyone, it's now attached to the same capsule, and not only it stopped being the anchor of this construction, it now also creates extra weight and pulls the rest of your hair which didn't fall out, repeating the vicious circle. Not to mention that this procedure requires the use of chemicals that damage your hair at roots, and how damaging it will be also depends on professionalism of a person who does the job. So for me, that's a big no-no. One of the best and the most expensive things that I did to my face and never regretted was taking care of my teeth. I had yellow, slightly crooked teeth. The latter I had actually no problem with, and I didn't want to wear braces. So if I'd had to choose between braces or no braces, I would have still had the same crooked teeth today. Luckily, I didn't have to, because good-looking teeth do make a huge difference. Why didn't I have to choose? Because when I turned 19 years old and went to a dentist for a regular hygiene procedure, she told me that they had a special offer for new orthodontist technology, Invisalign. Those are invisible plastic A-liners that you're supposed to wear throughout the day and night, but you take them off to brush your teeth and to eat. That was a lifesaver for me, because they don't spoil aesthetics. Also, they don't require constant supervision by dentists like braces do. With Invisalign, you just change the A-liners yourself every 2 weeks, and that's it. You're good to go. That cost me around $2,500. The second great thing that I did to my teeth is I got professional whitening. I did Zoom twice. I did it when I was 19 before getting Invisalign, and then a year later I did it the second time. I would say that your teeth are the whitest when you exit the dentist clinic, and then you need to take a lot of care for your teeth to stay that way. You need to reduce or ideally get rid of coloring products in your diet, such as chocolate, red wine, coffee, soy sauce, or at least brush your teeth every time you consume these products. If you smoke, you need to quit. Obviously, you need to take care of your dental hygiene too. A couple of years later, I got my teeth whitened professionally at a dentist the third time. But this time the treatment was different. It was called Perfect Smile or something like that, but it was a total waste of money. This whitening was a lot less harsh on the teeth, but I didn't see any effect. Although my teeth stayed sensitive and I still had to suffer on white diet for a week. A white diet is when you cannot consume any coloring products and all products that contain sugar, and it's a must after whitening if you don't want to lose the progress and or encounter the problem of cavities. An important note, I forgot to say that it would have been better to do zoom whitening just once. Zoom is very harsh on the teeth, and now I do have problems of part of my enamel being destroyed and the inner parts of my teeth show. Those are these little tiny holes around the gums, and they are quite sensitive when I touch them, so don't overdo it. My goal was A4 paper white, which was not healthy, and you can't really achieve it by whitening. So do aesthetic procedures, but always consider your health implications when it comes down to reaching perfection. One of the cosmetic procedures that I have done and that I think all the girls should try before resorting to lip filler is permanent lip color. I've had a lip blush tattoo in the natural color of my lips. Why did I do that and what did it give to me? To begin with, I had slightly asymmetrical lips, and as it turns out, it was not because I lacked volume on one of the sides, but because I had uneven coloring. This made one of the sides appear smaller than the other one. Moreover, the vividest part of my lips was actually below the contour of my lips, and it created an effect like I don't have an upper lip, which was exacerbated when I smiled. Also, when I overlined my lips and ate something during the day, my lipstick was gone, but my contour stayed. And since my natural lips were as pale as my skin, this was just terrible looking. Right now, when my natural contour is close to the contour of my lip pencil, I'm no longer worried about the way my lips look when I eat. I also didn't want my lip tattoo to be obvious, so I asked the tattoo master to make the contour line blurry, and I'm very happy with the result. It's very naturally looking. Also, one of the positive side effects is that your lips are swollen on the first day, and you can check if big lips will fit your face.
I've previously released a video where I explained 5 things that will make you 100 times more attractive without plastic surgeries or lip filler.
So I recommend you checking it out next. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and remember, be rational, be healthy, value yourself, and know that I love you.